Hello, welcome back everybody today in our dynamic 365 sales journey from ABC to XYZ. After a long time, I have been shooting this video. So the last letter we looked was letter E for email engagement. Today we will be looking into letter F for forecasting in dynamic 365 sales, a critical feature that helps sales team predict a revenue, track progress, and make informed decision. So, what is all Dynamic 365 sales forecasting is? So, let's look into it. So, if you go into your Dynamic 365 sales hub, we can see towards the bottom on the left hand side under performance, a forecast section area is there. Once we click on that, we do have a sample forecast available. So, that too could be seen into it. So you have this my financial year 2025 January forecast available in the system. So what actually does this forecast do? So what forecast helps you with and the sales team? So forecast provides a structural approach to predict future sales performance based on historical data, their trends, and the active opportunities. It helps sales team to stay on track and meet their goals. Now, you would be asking that what are the features of a forecast? Why are we doing the forecasting? So the forecasting is done to set up goal based on predictive forecast using AI models and AI driven insights. Then analyzing your forecast through your visual dashboards. Then collaborating with team members by sharing real time updates and adjusting forecast dynamically as deal progress through the pipeline. So you are predicting your sales ahead. So if you look that last year in the month of Feb, there was this much of sales done. This year how it could be, because you have seen the trend since February 2024 till now 2025. So that is the way you come up with the forecasting. So how do we go ahead and forecast our data? So we go into the change area, we click on app settings, we come to your performance management and forecast configuration. Well, okay. So here you can see out of the box, you have three forecasts given. One is your org chart forecast, one is your product forecast, one is your territory forecast, and one is you can start it from scratch. One forecast is already given to you, which is your sample forecast, which we just saw. However, if you want, you can go ahead and create a new forecast altogether. Now, how it is based on. So, organization forecast gives you the hierarchical structure of the managers and the employees, and then the data is getting rolled to all the managers ahead. Uh, and the information, the revenue, and all the details are showing up. Product forecasting, again, it's a structure of your product, how your product are getting sold, what are your future plans to sell a new product, or the product which was not working that good last year, how you're going to sell that particular product. Then your territory forecasting is there, which gives you the information of how your specific territory is working on, what is their sales, what is their product purchase or selling options, and all those information. And then one is from the scratch, which you can go ahead and build as per your requirement. So the basic difference between the first three is that you get a structured once you click on and you start creating a forecast. But on the last one, which is from scratch, you have to fill in all the information. So we'll quickly look into it. So we go to the org chart forecast. So as you can see, the information comes up. So here you can see the roll-up entity is opportunity. The hierarchy entity is your user. Then you have your roll-up hierarchy relationship, which is opportunity and owner. Then you can select the top hierarchy. So here I will select system administrator. Once I select that, towards the right hand side under the preview, you will see the users or the employees who are under system administrator. So I can see Ellie, Elise, and Alan are under me, who are working and whose opportunity would be rolled up to me. So whatever they are bringing into the business will sum up with roll up to system administrator. Then comes into picture is your forecast or scheduling formatting. So what format do you want to select for your forecasting? So you have custom, Georgian, broadcast calendar, 334 and all those things. So you can just try it out and check it what best suit for the business. Here we will go for the Georgian calendar. Then it will give you what are the start date of the forecasting. Forecast period, is it monthly, weekly, quarterly, annually, how it is. Whether forecast period prefix, which is FY 2025 or whatever you want to select. So if you're going for 26, 24 or 27, that you can select the prefix, and the start date is January. Sometime it is January for some business start is from April, so they can change it. And the number of periods you would like to go ahead. So it's a monthly, so you can go with 12 periods. If it's a weekly, then again it is the number of period increases. If it's quarterly, you can go with 3 and that too. So here I will select right now 4 periods and we'll click on add period. Once we do that, we can see the periods have been added, and we can move to the next step, which is save. Okay, so here we have to give the name. So let's give it Techmatic. So recently I have changed the or revamped my entire channel and named it as Hacha Techmatic. So earlier it was Dynamic Sparkling Rainbow, and now it has been changed to Hacha Techmatic. So once we have done that, we can see all the pipeline has been, the sequence has been filled automatically, the permissions, the layout, the drill down and advance. So however, we can move ahead. Next, then it just shows that what permissions it is there. So any additional permission security role which comes into picture, or is it all security roles can read this forecast. Then how would you like to share the forecast? So it right now it's none, but you can say read only or read and adjust. So I'll say read only, and then I move to the next. It will give you the information of system administrator, how it is working, what are the forecast, won, committed, basically. So these are the columns which would show up about an opportunity. If you want, you can add them. If you want, you can remove them. So here on the left hand side, you can see prediction is there, lost is there, omitted is there. I can just remove the gap to quota, pipeline coverage area, and best case and committed here. So I've removed this. I've just taken few of this, which is quota, forecast, won, pipeline, prediction, lost, and omitted. If you want, you can go ahead and click on add column. You can name the name this column. You can select the type, what is roll up, calculated, simple, or hierarchically related. What data type the field is all about, single line, currency, decimal. Then you can put in the description to it, and you can save and close. So it will show up in the list. You can change the option set here also. So you have your opportunity here, and then you can say forecast category. You want to go with the decision maker, decide, need, all those informations are there, which is for the related to the opportunity forecast. So you can go ahead and change that too as well. You cancel this, you click on save. To be sure, you click on next. Then it shows that your entity drop down drilling is by account. If you want, you can change that too, but account is the best. Display name is account. Then here comes the amount data, how the data would show up, and the entity relationship. So this is the benefit of using the pre-filled templates. So these are pre-filled templates for 3 of the forecastings. Then you can say on next. You get further more information. How do you want to show it? Auto hide, parent row, enabled, multi-currency. Whether if you are using multi-currency, the organization is using, you can enable it. If you want to set a Kanban as, so let's do this, yes, and let's see how it will show up. Enable prediction factors. So it gives you the ability to view the factors and insight that contributes to the prediction. So let's enable this too as well. Then furthermore is there, which we will not touch because it's in the preview right now. Even you can over right column headers and all those things. So let's save this too as well here. Best practice to save the data once you're changing it. You click on next, and then you have the option of finish. So it gives you the option of activate forecast. So I activate the forecast here, and it takes a couple of seconds to activate the forecast. And once the forecast is active, you can finish it, you can save it, and you can move to the forecasting on your sales app. So this can help you, like it gives you the information of all the users who are all the employees under the manager, how that particular manager is working or how the manager team is working. So the forecasting helps in that, and to bring the business on track. If there is any failure, any loop which need to be filled in, which need to be looked in, the management can look into it and they can work on it. So it is activated. I click on finish, and once I click on finish, I can see my Techmatic is updated here. I'll go back to my sales. I'll go back to my forecast, and I can, so Techmatic is right now active. Its drill down is none. I say by account. Okay, sort by A to Z. So it's by user right now. So A to Z it's coming up. So I've not taken the account. That is reason the account drill down is not showing up here. So now this gives you the information of your users who are under the manager, and how much of a quotation they have quoted to a user or to an your customer to get the opportunity, what forecast they have done, that how much it will come into the picture, or I would say when you're setting up the goal for a specific user. So if I go to the goals here, and goal period for this month, all goal periods, so we have no goals right now. So let's see goal 1, goal owner is system administrator manager, time period first quarter, target it is 3000, goal actual. So you're setting up a goal for a user and how much goal they are achieving, so that comes into your forecast. You have participating into it, and all those details. So once you do that, the information comes into your forecast, and you look into the forecast. So it will let you know how much they have lost. So if you have quoted them around, I would say $25,000 to be done in the month of February, and then it will show up that whether they have reached $25,000 revenue or not by the opportunity. It could be possible they can reach it by one opportunity. It could be possible they can reach it by 10 opportunities. Then it will show up that how much they have lost. So probably something was going into the track, and suddenly the customer says that he don't want to go ahead with the product or the services. So that loss would show up here, and that would indicate much to the business that what step they need to take ahead. So in this way, you can go ahead and do the forecasting. So one is your org forecasting. The second which we looked was your product forecasting. So once you click on product forecasting also, you will see a hierarchy given, a template already given there. You just need to go ahead and fill in the information. So who is on the top of the hierarchy here again, or which product is on the top of the hierarchy here. You have to select that. So let me just give you a quick example, and let's select CRM services, and let's give it a name as Techmatic product. So that is way. Scheduling format again, which calendar or what calendar would you be following? Georgian. Again, I'll give it 4. Add. And then I'll move to save. Next. Again, all these permissions read only. Save. Next. Same thing. Let's remove this. Take this. Committed and best case removed. Save. Next. Here I would say product shows up. Let's take product inventory, and what does it says here? Okay, display name is inventory, save, and okay, it's not giving me an option to change. So let's go back, select account. At times, you have to test trial what it is working the best. So it's saved here. So it's giving me something an option issue with the account. So I delete this. Okay, so it's by user, save. Because product that cannot be sold to an account, it need to be sold to users or to the customers. Next, I do the same thing Kanban here and click on next. And I activate this as well. Once it is activating, it would show up again under the forecast list. So people do ask that, oh, why do we what is the best way of using the forecasting, or what is the best practice of using the forecasting? So I would suggest that you review or refine your forecasting mode, which is aligned by your company, on a regular basis, not weekly but monthly basis, and then see what is best suiting out or what comes up, because you are doing business on a day-to-day basis, so there could be ups and downs which coming with a bit of a specific user, and you need to make those changes for that particular user. So you have to review it and you have to see what comes up best and what shows up best for your business. Now, once I come up here, I go back to my Techmatic product, and I can see regarding the product, which is the your parent product, and then the sample products, the child product under it, and what is their forecasting we have done. So, in this way, we are concluding our today's letter F with the forecast. I would suggest you to look into it, go through it, see how it is working and what suits best. There are 3 different templates available. Try those templates. Try to see how the custom template, which is start from scratch, is working for you. And if there are any questions, queries, do let me know. I'm here to help you out. And I would suggest that use the pipeline phases in your forecast setup to get up a granular view of which forecast best suits the business and it's for you. So here I conclude today with the forecasting, and let's see how it goes with you. If there are any questions, queries, do message me and do put the post on the video. Do like the post, comment and subscribe for the same thing. Thank you. Have a great day.